This is Carlisle, Pennsylvania, specifically West High Street near the center of town. On the surface, it seems to be an unassuming, quiet small-town street with restaurants, boutiques, and small businesses. But hidden just out of view, Carlisle has its own claim to some unusual history. Hi, I'm Drew, and that's Bethany.
On the third floor of this building behind us are the remains of an ornate meeting hall once used by a secretive society in the early 1900s.
Join us for an exclusive look inside the Oddfellows Hall, coming up on Oddity Odysseys. This is the center of town of Carlisle. Look at this.
It's cute. Lots of brick. We're seeing a lot of brick here in Pennsylvania, which is a nice change from what we're used to.
Carlisle might be a small town, but it does have its fair share of history.
Did you know it was shelled by the Confederate Army on the same day as the Battle of Gettysburg?
Indeed. Yes, there's actually some scars in some of the older buildings where the architecture's been preserved. There's some scars from that shelling that still exist, I've heard.
Carlisle is also home to the Carlisle Barracks, which is the oldest active military post in the U.S. So it may be a small town, but there is a lot going on here.
I think the building we're looking for should be right here. Through the trees, there it is.
Despite all of that history, we're actually going to see something that's a little lesser known today.
That's it.
Oh yeah, you can see the stained glass. We don't want to reveal it just yet, but it's pretty cool from the outside. While the historic Carlisle Square is considered the center of town at High Street in Hanover, our destination today is about a block west on High Street. So we're on High Street, and at a first glance, it definitely has all the makings of a small town. There's even a cheese shop, which we might have to check out later.
Yeah.
But our goal for today is to visit History on High, which is actually a museum shop owned by the Cumberland Historical Society. They purchased the building back in 2005, but the building itself dates all the way back to the 18th century.
Over the years, this building has housed a cigar shop, a candy shop, and even a bowling alley. In fact, today, the second floor is being used by a sorority of Dickinson College. But what we're interested in is way up on the third floor. Now, if you look really closely, you can see 11 stained glass windows up there, and that's where a secretive group called the Oddfellows met from 1895 until the mid-1900s. It's been abandoned for over 70 years, and today we're going to see if we can get inside and take a peek. While the Order of the Oddfellows had been prevalent in Europe since the 1740s, the first Oddfellows Lodge in the United States wasn't established until 1819 in Baltimore, Maryland. By most accounts, they were primarily a benevolent association focused on helping fellow members and their families find employment. They were also dedicated to finding care for the elderly and helping orphans find homes. In the early 20th century, the appeal of belonging to such an organization, in a time before insurance was widespread, brought a sense of security to its 3.4 million members nationally. In 1843, the Oddfellows came to Carlisle, and in 1895, they purchased the building on West High Street and established Lodge number 91. Okay, you see this? I do.
Now, most people would walk by it and not even think twice, but it actually has significance for the building we're about to see today.
IOOF. So what does that stand for?
That stands for the Independent Order of Oddfellows. And that's because in 1842, the Oddfellows that were conjoined with the European branch broke off and severed ties and became their own independent order. We can also see this acronym on the outside of the building, and we may be able to see it in a couple other places as well.
Well, now we are inside of History on High, and I'm standing here with David Smith, who's an expert historian on the Oddfellows Hall and surrounding areas. Tell us a little bit more about this space we're in right now.
This was originally 3 separate buildings that eventually became combined, and this is 2 of what were storefronts. The shop occupies 2 of what was a restaurant at one time and what was a bookstore.
Okay, this was 2 separate fronts at one point. So we're going to head up to the second and then the third floor where the Oddfellows met.
Correct.
You have to walk out to get back in.
Yeah, it's a separate entrance here.
Hold on, we gotta get you. This is a very important moment.
Oh my gosh, look at these stairs.
Oh my.
Ooh, the smell.
There's a whole different smell in here too.
I am sure this is the smell that has been here since the 1850s.
For a long time.
Yeah. So these were all offices at one time. It's now all combined into one that the sorority from Dickinson College uses.
Right.
We're not going to go into these areas. This is not what we're here to see.
And then there's the second staircase.
Must be the way. So
if you were coming for an Oddfellows meeting, you'd ring the bell.
Does it still work?
No.
No. So you'd ring the bell, and then if they liked you, they'd let you in.
You get this far.
Okay, and this is the first room.
First room, I think that's where the bell may be connected to.
Oh, I bet you're right.
Ring that. I love seeing all the cracks in the walls. It just makes it look more historical. Oh, wait, here's a peephole.
You can't even close that door anymore because the door frame has sagged with the building. So this was one of the peepholes. And they're on a couple of the different doors inside, but this is no doubt what they would use to verify who they were letting in and out of their secret space. They might have also needed a secret handshake or secret code, something like that.
What's the password?
Oh.
And then you would come in here, and this would be the robing room.
Oh, okay.
We're not even to the main attraction yet, and this space is blowing me away.
So all of these cabinets would have had various forms of regalia, robes, and so on.
So how did one join the Oddfellows back in the day?
Well, like most secret societies, their initiation ceremonies were a little weird. Potential candidates were said to be chained, sometimes blindfolded, and when the blindfold was taken off, the candidate may find himself face to face with an actual human skeleton.
And there's where the skeleton was kept.
The skeleton was kept down here
on
the bottom shelf. So it would be just lying down inside that little horizontal cabinet space.
It's a good enough space for it, right? It looks like it would fit.
Yeah, I could lie down in there.
A skeleton or two.
We only had one, as far as we can tell. There's only storage for one, so we assume that's it. And then this half of it was the kitchen, so they could actually prepare food up here, and they could rent this out to other groups.
Yeah.
And so once you are into your regalia, then you would approach these double doors, which unfortunately we can't close. The floors have shifted.
I noticed with this door frame, it's a little off kilter, and so
everything up here is a little off kilter.
Okay. So is that is there stabilization efforts going on?
There's a lot has been done. I mean, talk about door frame. Look at this wall.
Wow.
That's all from settling. What the engineers have told us is the system underneath the floor here on the third floor has to be replaced, and that's another huge expense that we'd have to take on if we decide to keep this building. So then you would approach this peephole, and the person on the other side would have control of the mechanism that opens and closes. So once you're approved, you're in your regalia, you now enter the main lodge hall.
So this is essentially the ceremonial room.
Right, all the ceremonies would take place here. 300 men were members of this organization, white men, and it was very popular.
Now, why was it a secret society?
It's the same as with Masons. That was just the way it was organized, and I guess it was the thing to do.
It makes a good plan.
19th and 20th century, that was how those organizations, I mean, things like the Masonic order is still fairly secretive. Knights of Columbus, fairly secretive. So it was just how they perceived what they needed to do.
Right, just kind of fulfill their mantra.
Yeah.
So everything in here is original, right?
Original to 1928.
To 1928, okay. Do you think anybody from the outside realizes what they're looking at? From the street view, you have no idea this is here.
From back here, no, you wouldn't. From the front, they can obviously see there's something up here with all these stained glass windows, so they would be aware, and with 300 men belonging to this, there would have been general knowledge of what was happening here.
So we're seeing a lot of different symbols and acronyms that appear in their art and architecture. Look at this. In the stained glass window, FLT. which stood for friendship, love, and truth, which was the motto of the Oddfellows that's
Correct.
represented here. What's going on in the middle on these shields, it looks like?
Each of the symbols represents something that was important to the Oddfellows. Some of them we know what they meant, most of them we don't. This is the beehive, so that represents industriousness. Quiver of arrows.
Okay.
That's one we don't know exactly what it meant. If you could interview an Oddfellow, which I'm odd, but I'm not a member.
We're all odd fellows.
And then the Holy Bible, obviously.
Okay.
The Ark of the Covenant
Yep.
from the Old Testament. And the final one down here is the tabernacle or the tent. We think it may mean something about coming in, becoming part of.
Interesting.
So that's the symbol there.
It obviously meant something to them.
Yeah.
Put it in there.
Yeah.
Now, are the shields in between, are those all the same?
I think they are similar.
Okay. So they alternated between this
Yeah.
generic shield and then something specific. The more I look at it, the more details pop out of it.
Fortunately, we have a lot of sun coming through right now, so you're really able to see. We don't know who made them. We know it was part of the 1928 change of the facade. The photographs, to me, would say that the earlier facade was nicer,
Yeah.
more attractive, but this is what they wanted, and that's what they got.
Yeah, it's interesting. In that old photo from pre-1928, it looks like a much taller window in the middle that was stained glass.
It appears, given that being the height,
Yeah.
from the back, if you look at the back of the building, the back of that gable is still there.
Yes. Okay.
So you get a sense that this height went right up to the street,
They took the front part of that gable off.
completely off. Not just the gable, the whole wall.
Yeah.
And if you go to the basement, there's a whole new foundation underneath that wall.
Really? Huh. Is there any sort of restoration or preservation being done on the windows?
We've had them evaluated, they're okay for now.
Okay. That's good to hear.
Obviously, what needs work, in addition to the floor, is whatever we can do to preserve these oil paintings.
Yeah. Yeah.
So there's a lot of stories that came from this hall, a lot that we do know, but a lot that we don't know. But I'm seeing now a lot of beautiful murals, and was that something that the Oddfellows painted, or were there different artists that painted those?
It was done by one man, his name was John Brott. He came in and over a course of about 5 years, painted everything you see in here. Unfortunately, because of damage to the building, many of them have been lost. They all have biblical implications. This one, we believe, is the Good Samaritan story. So that's the Good Samaritan stopping and taking care of the wounded man who'd been beaten up by robbers.
So has deciphering the murals kind of been just speculation from historians and artists?
It's been a little of speculation, a little bit. I gave a tour to an Oddfellows group from outside the county, and they said these pictures figure into their ceremonies.
Okay.
The one on this end, we believe, is the Isaac Abraham story, where Isaac
Where he's leading him up to the mountain to be sacrificed.
leading up to the altar there in the background to be sacrificed. This one up here, one of the symbols, do you see the eye up in the corner?
Oh, yes.
That's the all-seeing eye, and that was part of the symbology of what went on with Oddfellows ceremonies. Some of the others, we have no idea what they are.
But that's kind of a fun element to it, just making up your own story about it and what the artist
Even
was
those
trying to say.
men from the Oddfellows organization that came here weren't sure. They thought maybe that was Jonathan and David from the Old Testament, but not certain. The 3 columns represent the friendship, love, and truth, the 3 founding principles of Oddfellows. The altar figures into their ceremonies. So it's filled with symbolism in this room. I've been in lots of Oddfellows halls across the country. Most of them have been turned into theater spaces, but none of them have the impact that this space does.
So this is truly unique, which
Yes,
is why
it
there's so
really
much
is.
importance in needing to keep it intact as well as restoration.
Yeah.
Do you
absolutely.
have any plans to restore this building in full?
We're right now in the midst of planning for the next 3 to 5 years. We've already spent a lot of money. These walls, when we bought it in 2005, were pulling out. And so they've been all pulled back in. That's why you see all that brick there. That's
Right.
part of the restructuring to stabilize the building. And it's on both ends that we had to do that.
So I understand you used to do tours here, but you don't anymore.
When we discovered that there was a real code issue with this fire escape, there's a door to the fire escape, but because of the settling of the building, you can't open it the whole way.
Okay.
And so for right now, we're not giving tours up here. When we bought the building, I was the librarian at the Historical Society, and I was asked to do an extensive history on the buildings, and that's how I kind of ended up being the local go-to for the Oddfellows.
Well, fortunately for us, that was the case. Well, I want to say thank you so much for the tour, David.
My pleasure.
Very much appreciate it.
Glad to share our little gem with you.
Oh, it's exciting to be here. It really is. Whether the Oddfellows are a secretive society with skeletons in their closet or a group of compassionate citizens intent on helping their community, their hidden hall is an important piece of history, even if that history is a little odd.
Thank you so much to the Cumberland County Historical Society for inviting us to experience this incredible space. If you'd like to donate to their historical efforts, we've linked to their website down below.
Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you on the next adventure.
Did you ever find any weird hidden chambers in this room, or something like you lift up a floor panel?
No, nothing like that. It was interesting when we were first working on it. You can actually crawl up into that vault.
Don't tell Drew that, because he's going to be up there in 3 seconds.
Now we're going to ask you next.
I don't know if I remember even how to do it, but there were ladders in here then, and you could actually see some of the structure above the vault.